What's going on, guys? It is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you an awesome coaster countdown of the top 8 roller coasters at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. And Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is considered one of the best Six Flags parks by some enthusiasts due to their coaster collection and their animal attractions as well. But some people consider it one of the smaller Six Flags parks due to their 150-foot height limit and the amount of acres this park takes up, and overall how the park is. And I think it is kind of a smaller Six Flags park, and they aren't really known for anything known for any top 10 out of 10 coaster. And the 150-foot height limit is definitely going to limit them from getting a Giga or a Hyper coaster even, but it's still possible. If the number one coaster they need to get is a Chance Hyper GTX and an Intamin Blitz. But moving on, we have Roadrunner Express at number 8. This is a kiddie coaster. It only has like 250 feet in track length, so it's not that long of a coaster at all. Moving on to number 9 is Kong, and this is the Vekoma SLC. No one likes Vekoma SLCs. Personally, I don't really mind them too much, but overall, in most people's opinions, the SLCs aren't really that good. And overall, I think this SLC isn't the greatest, so in my opinion, Kong's one of the worst SLCs. So moving on to number 6, we have Cobra, and this coaster is actually a pretty nice family coaster. It has some relaxing turns spread throughout the ride, and if you're a kid watching this video and you are a big fan of family coasters, or you can't ride any of the bigger coasters at this park, I recommend to ride Cobra if you're scared of coasters as well, because this coaster is a mild coaster that is known for its relaxing turns and overall decent ride experience. Number 5 is another average coaster. It's Boomerang Coaster Coaster, and these Boomerangs are pure mediocre to many people, but I'm a kind of a fan of Boomerangs, and this is one of the 3 coasters at this park that goes backwards, which is pretty weird because not too many parks have 3 coasters that go backwards. But Boomerang Coaster Coaster overall looks like a pretty decent Boomerang, even though it's a clone. So yeah, moving on to number 4, we're going into the good coasters here. Superman Ultimate Flight. And Superman Ultimate Flight is a premier ride at Skyrocket 2. And this coaster overall is a very good coaster, but what hurts about it is that its capacity is so low. Only 12 people at a time can ride, so the capacity and the line is going to be super long for this coaster. So that's basically the reason why it's at number 4, due to its low capacity. But still, this is a very fun coaster, even though it is cloned quite a bit. Number 3 is V2 Vertical Velocity, and this is the final coaster in the park that goes backwards. And this coaster is a very unique Intamin Impulse, unlike the other Intamin Impulse coasters. This coaster has a vertical spike like a ton of Intamin Impulse coasters, except for Wicked Twister, but it has something very unique about it that could make it one of the best Intamin Impulse coasters, or even the best, possibly in front of Wicked Twister. The insane 0G roll it has. When you launch, you go up and you're on an inversion, which is pretty crazy. And especially if you're in the front row and you're just slowly crawling up towards the end of the track, it seems like a pretty crazy ride experience if you're in the front row. If you're in the back row, you'll get a bigger drop on the vertical spike. So both sides of the train have their pros and cons. Number 2 is Medusa, and this coaster was known for being the best coaster at this park for quite some time, until 2016, but moving on to Medusa, this coaster features several inversions, including a huge vertical loop. This coaster is kind of a parking lot coaster because when I looked at it in the POVs, it looked like it was over a parking lot. So overall, Medusa, very good quality coaster. The setting isn't the greatest for it, but still, this is a very fun coaster and was the best coaster at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom until Roar, their wooden coaster, was turned into the Joker, and I do have some cons to explain. The first con about Joker is that it took away the only wooden coaster and major thrilling coaster without inversions at this park, but still, the Joker is one amazing coaster. It's a very good RMC. The best Vekoma SLC is always going to be worse than one of the worst RMCs or the worst RMC. In my opinion, the Joker is probably one of the worst to worst RMCs. But still, this coaster looks very fun. The drop looks pretty amazing. There's some crazy bank turns as well. 3 inversions. It looks like a very fun coaster in my opinion. And overall, I think this is the best coaster at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. And if you're not a big fan of roller coasters that go upside down, this is not the park for you because you only have 2 options when you want to go upside down. When you want to go not upside down, because all you have is Cobra, which is just a family coaster, and you only have Roadrunner Express. So if you're visiting any Six Flags park and you don't want to ride that many coasters, especially without inversions, I recommend to go to other Six Flags parks or other parks nearby, like Knott's Berry Farm, because they have a wide variety of coasters that don't go upside down. Magic Mountain probably does as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.